which of the two you would say made you feel that, okay, now I have arrived?
Ghulam was one of those films which were of the popular genre. And then Kuch Kuch Hota Hai came and that kind of cemented it both. I think it fit into place because the audience has accepted me. And once the audience accepts you, then it's no looking back. It was quite a different sort of experience watching a first film. I think I really enjoyed the process of filmmaking. You know, I was more involved in the script, in the character, and वहाँ से मेरी journey फिर बहुत ज़्यादा अलग
Change हो गई.
Change हो गई. My satisfaction comes with the fact that people buy a ticket with their hard-earned money and go and watch my film, and that for me is an award enough. Being part of a film set and working on a film set is also such a big privilege. So for me to be part of this industry, to be working as an actor, being loved by my audiences even today after so many years, that's in itself a very big thing for me.
Rani Mukerji, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है टाइम्स नेटवर्क पर.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this interview. And really, let's talk in detail some interesting facts about your career. We start from the beginning. You know, you wanted to become an actress, you wanted to look after your family, you were drawn towards the movies. But tell us, how did it all fit into place eventually?
I think it fit into place because the audience has accepted me. And once the audience accepts you, then it's no looking back. So for me, it was always about what the audiences think about my work, because as a newcomer, you want to be accepted by the audience, and the audience accepted me right from my first film, and then there was no looking back.
What was the feeling when the first movie was releasing in theaters? Say, let's take Raja Ki Aayegi Barat.
So I think when Raja Ki Aayegi Barat was releasing, my father was going through his bypass surgery, and it was one of the most critical ones. And he was insisting that he would want to go for it after the movie releases, because he was scared that he might not come back. But I just told him, I said, Dad, you know, you have to get your surgery done and the movie will release when it has to. And I'm sure that once you are well and out and about, you'll be able to see the release by yourself. So I do remember he went for his surgery, and the first thing he asked when he came to consciousness was, has Rani's movie released and what is the reaction? What are people thinking? And the first thing he did from getting discharged from hospital was going to Gaiety Galaxy to watch my film. And he was on a wheelchair and he watched the entire film to see the reaction of the audiences, and he was overwhelmed. And I saw my father weep. And that was like, for me it was a way of like a validation, you know, that the fact that I've taken a step in an area which I didn't know anything about. And here I am seeing my father sitting on the wheelchair, watching the reactions of the people. And yes, and from that day to now...
Emotional moment.
Absolutely. And from that day to now, there is... my audiences have given me so much love. And they always overpower... the love is always pouring in, you know. And I think that is something that I always feel very grateful about.
So when you saw the first film, what did you feel? And how was the response? I mean, were you flooded with offers immediately?
So after that, I did get offers for a film with Amir, which was Ghulam. Another film, I got an offer for Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, which was Karan's film. So yeah, both these movies were really, really very important for me at that time in my career. And I was very happy that I got these two offers, because those two films helped me cement my position in the industry.
And what did you think when you saw your first film?
I don't really...
Were you a self-critic?
Yeah, because it's awkward, no, to see yourself on screen when you're so young and you're doing certain things which you obviously wouldn't have done in your own life till then. Like, I've never danced on a mountaintop or anywhere like that. And I was doing that. And I remember, because Shadab was my co-star, he was also from my school. So I remember one of the screenings where all our friends from the school were there. And it was really awkward because we were watching the film with all our school friends. And I remember my brother and my best friend laughing away, looking at me on screen. So yeah, it was quite a different sort of experience watching your first film.
So which of the two you would say made you feel that, okay, now I have arrived? Ghulam or Kuch Kuch Hota Hai?
I think Ghulam, I remember very clearly at the premiere, and I was sitting with my best friend, and I was sitting with Vicky and Amir, and we were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were at Minerva Cinema. And the minute I came in my introduction scene, where I removed my helmet, and there were these hoots, and they were like they're whistling and stuff, and I was like really like, oh my God, what's happening? So I think Ghulam was one of those films which were of the popular genre, which came out first, and then Kuch Kuch Hota Hai came, and that kind of cemented it both. So I think both those films were equally important for me to feel that yes, I have been accepted by the audience and by the industry.
Today, do you go to theatres to see how the crowd is reacting?
Yes, of course.
For your movies?
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, in 2002, we had that big hit from YRF Satya. Excellent music, excellent performances by Vivek and you both. But before that, there was a slight period, whether we call it a lull period or an average period, where some of the movies didn't do well, like Mehendi, Hello Brother, and whatever you did. How did you, after two big successes, Ghulam and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, क्या चल रहा था आपके मन में?
I think जब भी वो भी फिल्में की, तभी एक ख्वाहिश यही थी कि हमें रोज़ काम मिलना चाहिए, हमें रोज़ काम पे जाना चाहिए. और जब फिल्में फ्लॉप भी हो रही थी, तभी भी वही चल रहा था कि काम पे जाना चाहिए. फिर एक दौर ऐसा आया जब ऐसे समझ में आया चिट्ठियाँ पढ़ के, तभी फ़ैन मेल्स आते थे, और तब फ़ैन मेल्स में समझ में आया कि वो लोग किस तरह से फिल्में देख रहे हैं, किस तरह से मुझे देखते हैं, क्या चाहते हैं मुझसे, क्या देखना पसंद करेंगे. और उस समय मैंने एक डिसीजन लिया कि मैं तब भी फिल्म करूँगी जब मुझे किरदार बहुत पसंद आए. और उस समय साथिया आई और मुझसे दोस्ती करोगे आई. तो वो जो पीरियड था, कुछ 8 महीने मैं घर पे बैठी रही, to the utter shock of my parents, because I was refusing everything. I said, I want to now just
based on the response,
lie back and see what is not working, and I want to do something which I am more involved in, because तब तक मेरे पेरेंट्स मेरी फिल्में चूज़ कर रहे थे. मुझे सिर्फ बताया जाता था कि मुझे कौन से स्टूडियो में जाना है शूटिंग करने, और कौन सी पिक्चर की शूटिंग है. तो हम 2-3 पिक्चर की शूटिंग करते थे एक साथ. एक शिफ्ट में एक फ़िल्म की शूटिंग, दूसरे शिफ्ट में दूसरे फिल्म की शूटिंग, और इस तरह से चल रही थी. तो जब मैंने वो 8 महीने ब्रेक लिया, आई हैड टू एनालाइज कि व्हाट इज़ गोइंग ऑन. एंड देन आफ्टर दैट आई थिंक आई रियली एन्जॉयड द प्रोसेस ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग, बिकॉज देन आई गॉट मोर इन्वॉल्व्ड. I was more involved in the script, in the character, trying to give the character a specific look, a specific character, how the character would look, how the character would talk. So I started getting more involved, and वहाँ से मेरी journey फिर बहुत ज़्यादा अलग
change हो गई. So you had the filter now, what I want to filter, what I don't want to filter.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and thereafter, what else?
I think it was fun because
Take it further.
I just did films that were instinctively something that I believed that I would like these characters, that I am inspired by these characters, and I would like to portray them. And will they make a difference for the other young women who are watching the film? Will they get inspired by these characters? And for me, it was all about that. Doing films instinctively, being part of films instinctively. Reading the scripts, reading the characters, understanding what this character is bringing to the table for the film. So all of that started to change.
There was Kajol, there was Preeti, there was Kareena in 2000, but you were the highest paid actress.
I wouldn't know, because I never asked anybody else.
So many people can't be wrong.
Yeah, so I don't know, because...
Did you refuse any film where you thought your remuneration is not right?
No, in fact, I've done a lot of films where I had got no remuneration.
In that period?
A lot of in the earlier period because पहले फिल्में दोस्ती में बनती थी. You know, there used to be people who were individual producers. You know, the corporate hadn't come in. So a lot of times producers used to come and request my parents that, you know, this we are not being able to, and we were like, okay, it's fine. So there were those times, and those times were special because those producers and directors would actually have their own production companies where they were bringing in money by themselves. You know, there was no corporate giving them money to make films like how today times have changed. So yes, it was a different period at that point of time.
So which film you would consider which made you, you know, the epitome of acting in terms of performance? I know a lot of films ran, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Mujhse Dosti Karoge.
I think Black.
Black.
Yeah, because Black, I think, got me that kind of respect and recognition, which I think, you know, which was very rare at that point of time. And the kind of film that it was, the kind of character that it was, I think it was truly special, very different from anything anybody has ever done before. And it was something that I learned a lot from. It was a turning point in my career. So I think Black, I would say, was a very, very crucial film.
So I think around 2011, you decided to change your gear. And it started, I think, with No One Killed Jessica.
Yeah.
Was that a conscious step? Okay, now...
No, there is no conscious
because
step.
These movies that you've done after that are something different.
Yeah, but there's no conscious step, you know, because always I think in your career, you have to take instinctive decisions of which stories move you, what stories you want to tell to the audience. And as you see, from these many years, I've also grown in this industry. So when I was 20, when I was in my 20s, the kind of films I wanted to do were different because I was different at that time. Then I came into my 30s and now in my 40s. So I think with each passing phase in my life, I've also grown as a person. And I've also grown in terms of my tastes or what I like to see in a film or what I would like to see myself in. So everything evolves with time. So it's a very I would say a very natural progression of what you want to do.
Which is the film that Rani would say should be remade of hers?
None.
Why?
Just, I think you don't have to do everything again. There is always a wonderful thing where you have just one of it. So yeah, everything doesn't need to have remakes.
So which phase of the career, the earlier phase or this post No One Killed Jessica is more satisfying?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, they're both part of my journey. So both are satisfying.
But now you're making it a special effort that you will take only women-centric films where you are in the center?
No, not really.
Like
I did a Bunty Bubbly too. No, but I did Bunty Bubbly too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on and off, there will be films like that as well. And there'll be films which are content-based. So yeah, it's going to be a good mixed bag.
Let's take your most difficult scene from Black.
All the scenes, I think, they were, I would not call it difficult, but they were very, very intense scenes.
I think equally intense or maybe even more if you're a parent was Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway.
Yes, yes.
उसमें ऐसा कोई particular scene जो आपको बहुत difficult लगा वाकई में?
I think all the scenes were very, very intense and important because they were depicting the person's story, the mother's story, and every bit of her life that was portrayed, which is after her children were taken away, were very, very important and poignant scenes, you know, without which she wouldn't have won her children back.
The one where you, on the ground, you start shouting, if you remember.
I remember everything.
So,
but everything, every scene of Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway are truly special.
Okay. Reviews matter to you?
Reviews, of course.
Even today?
Absolutely, because I feel that we as artists, we work for the audience. So audience's review is extremely important for us because when they review our films, when an audience watches our film, they are the people who give us the correct feedback of what they like about us, what they don't like about us, what they like in a film, what they don't like in a film. And that's also a kind of learning for us, you know. So over the years, audiences have always given their opinions and what they like, what they don't like, and we've grown with that.
You never got upset with any reviews, even in the earlier part of your career?
What is there to get?
How sensitively you take them?
No, I think it's a wrong negative word to use, because reviews are meant to be honest, right? So if you read a review, you can make out if they're agenda based or they're not. And when they're not agenda based, then they're purely for your benefit, you know. So it's important to read those reviews and understand what they're saying.
Let's talk about the awards of Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. बहुत मिले हैं. Did you expect so many?
It's not about expecting. I think whenever you win an award, it's very satisfying and gratifying, and it's like a nice token of appreciation that comes from your colleagues from the industry and from the fans who really wish that for you. So it's always nice. And even when I've not won awards, I've been equally satisfied, because my satisfaction comes with the fact that people buy a ticket with their hard-earned money and go and watch my film, and that for me is an award enough.
What do you think of today's films? How much they have changed?
I think every year films are getting better, you know, because technology is coming in, newer technologies are coming in, and our films are getting better and better. Also, the kind of content that we are seeing today, like in India, is fascinating thanks to the OTT, you know, that we are getting to see such diverse subjects and content which we never got before, because everything was made for the bigger viewership, you know, for a big release, you know, for a popular release. But now, because of OTT, there are more subjects which people can take risks, people can show so many other facets, you know. So I think we are at a great place in this time in the industry.
Will you do an OTT project?
If it excites me and if I feel that it's worth my while, of course.
Will we see Rani in YRF's Spy Universe?
That is for you all to wait and watch. Right now I have my own universe, which is the Mardani universe. So
that's the third part is...
Let's see. Everything is... Let's see.
Are you aware that Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway is the second biggest female-centric film post-pandemic?
No, I don't know.
Next to Gangubai?
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful to hear.
इतना expect किया था इतना? You know, when these movies start, they start first day slowly.
I think
word of mouth is very...
What is important is that we need to make sure that the film reaches as many people as possible. And I think through the theatrical release and through its OTT release, I think it's reached a lot many people. So I think that is fantastic, because when we set out to make a film, we want as many people to watch it. So the more people watch it, the more better for us and for our film, because that is the single most important reason why we do a film, is because we wanted to reach to maximum people. And only when it's seen by maximum people is when we get our worth, you know, that हमने मेहनत की और लोगों ने देखी, पसंद की. I think वो बहुत important.
So you keep a tab on the numbers?
I don't keep a tab on the numbers, but I get to understand how many people have watched it. And when they say things like, you know, the movie has done well, you know, you get to know, because a movie doing well is basically directly connected to the box office, you know, and box office is directly connected to the number of people who have watched the film.
Especially after Mardani, 1, 2 and now 3 on the way, would you agree that you are the undisputed actress who is having franchises to her credit as far as women film centric goes?
That is for you all to say. I'm just doing my job as an actor, and I really enjoy doing what I do. And for me, just to have the privilege of being part of a film is so special. Making a film is in itself such a big thing, that to just be a part of a film and working in a film as an actor is truly special. Because when an actor does not have films, you understand the importance of doing a film, you know, in the pandemic times when everything was looking so bleak. Just the fact that what we used to take for granted of just being on a set, you know, was proven to us that being part of a film set and working on a film set is also such a big privilege. So for me to be part of this industry, to be working as an actor and being loved by my audiences even today after so many years, that's in itself a very big thing for me.
Thank you, Rani.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this conversation.